Now, we are testing our luck just like that, but a professional is going to tell us exactly what it takes.
Princess Leia Organa?
May the 4th be with you. We are fully embracing this holiday at Whirly Ball in Bucktown.
It was filled with food, fun, and family entertainment. Just ask our friends. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Yeah!
There's so much to this doll, from what she was wearing to what she's holding and everything else, that just plays a major role. What kind of a match does he need?
You know, they are very good at this stage of the technologies and everything, and the medicine is progressing really well, so they can even match different, I think, blood types.
Behind me, you can see at least 2 of the structures that were involved in this evening's fire. Now, we spoke with one of the homeowners who tells me today also happens to be her birthday, and instead of celebrating, she's now trying to figure out what to do next.
Es injusto que pase eso. Todo por darles chance a que traigan un arma.
An emotional Jesus Garcia says it's not fair that this happened, all because the person had a handgun. Police say the incident happened just after 9:30 this morning in the 200 block of West 87th Street. In Spanish, Jesus says he was in his Dodge Ram at South Lafayette and 87th with his wife and 15-year-old son when a vehicle ran a red light. Garcia says he honked at the man, who then stopped his vehicle and pulled out a handgun. According to the family's pastor, that's when Garcia also stepped out of his vehicle.
He tried to calm down the situation, but the guy is so furious, and hit him in the face, and he started shooting everywhere.
Garcia's wife, 41-year-old Sylvia Garcia, was shot in the head. She was taken to UFC Hospital in critical condition.
You can see the mark, the bullet, they go through the head, they go the other way.
This afternoon, Garcia returned to the scene to retrieve his vehicle, which has a bullet hole through the front windshield and the headrest. Garcia even pulled fragments of a bullet from the vehicle.
Yo traigo un dolor en mi corazón que no aguanto y tengo una desesperación. Yo quiero ver a mi esposa.
He says he has a pain in his heart and is anxious to see his wife. The pair have 6 children. Sylvia is described as a caring mother who loves to bake and volunteers with her church.
There is a beautiful couple, beautiful family, and I got really good relationship in church, and it's a real good couple, and they deserve this kind of incident like this.
Right now, it's mentally wearing on me a lot, because I've never dealt with this before. Today is my birthday.
On a day meant for celebrating, Dawn Fekeda is dealing with the loss of a place she's called home for the last 16 years.
I kept hearing all this popping, and I kept thinking, why is my neighbors lighting off fireworks? But then it sounded like it was right in my backyard. And I got off the bed, and the blinds are closed, so I kind of parted them, and I screamed to my fiance, I'm like, the house is on fire.
Fekeda's home was one of 4 structures engulfed by the flames, 2 detached garages and 2 homes. Officials were called to the scene just before 4:15 this evening to the 1700 block of Kingston Circle.
Unfortunately, the houses are pretty close together, and a lot of times this radiant heat from wherever the first fire started will catch other things on fire, depending on the size of the fire that initially started. We went to a second alarm, and we had about 25 different companies out here working from several different fire departments as far as Wakanda and Round Lake.
Fire officials say the flames were put out within an hour.
I couldn't find my kitten. I have a 6-month-old cat who's in the house still. I don't think she made it. So that's probably the most devastating thing.
Neighbors made their way out to see the damage and offer help.
I mean, what more can you ask for with a neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, yeah, they're all curious, but they all pulled together. And everybody came up, are you okay? Do you need anything? What can we do for you?
While Dawn isn't sure what the future holds for her, her fiance, and her 2 dogs, but she's grateful they all made it out safely.
Most everything can be replaced. There's obviously things that mean so much to my heart that I can't replace.
The details of everything just make this so much more special than a normal call, because it is truly miraculous. I mean, this guy's will to live is second to none.
It was all hands on deck Tuesday afternoon as first responders rescued 27-year-old Matt Rem, who had been trapped inside of his vehicle for 6 days. Meanwhile, Rem had been logging his experience.
He was able to access a notepad and pen, was keeping a journal the entire time that he was down there, even going as far as, you know, if I don't make it, this is what I want said. We didn't read the journal. We were able to pass that along and make sure that it stayed with him when he got to definitive care.
Firefighters recall the scene. Mike Durak was one of the first crews on scene as part of Engine 2.
We came across heavy terrain, rocks that led down to the ravine. We knew right away it was going to be heavy extrication, so we knew we had a task at hand.
First responders say Rem survived on rainwater, filtering it as it fell from the overpass above and onto his shirt. His phone was out of reach.
It's kind of the position he was in, so if it wasn't in his immediate arm reach, he wasn't able to get to anything.
And looking back on our calls of service, we had been on 94 within that 6-day time frame a couple times, driving over top of that bridge. So he had heard sirens coming and going.
All of them giving credit to the two fishermen who spotted the truck and whose curiosity led them to Rem.
I don't know the address, but there's a car that's been here since Wednesday, and there's a person inside of it. He's still alive too.
So I'm just going to keep you on trying to get further information.
Sounds good. I'm here. I'll stay here.
I'm just really happy to see that he's in great hands and he's made it to a fantastic hospital. He's here today. If the weather was our typical December weather, I'm not too sure that, the outcome would have been the same.